Today I'll delve deeper into the Nikon V system by reviewing the Nikon V2, one of the 13 cameras in the Nikon V system, Nikon's first foray into the mirrorless world. So let's get going. Welcome back to my channel. Today, in order to delve deeper into Nikon V system and review another camera from this mirrorless system that Nikon abandoned in 2018. If you didn't see the first episode where I provide an overview of the system and the lenses, you can watch it by clicking up here or by following the link in the description. Anyway, here I'll give you a brief overview of the system. It consisted of 4 different camera lines that were upgraded through the life of the system, from a 10 megapixel sensor via first a 14 megapixel sensor and then an 18 megapixel sensor to end up with one camera holding a 20.8 megapixel sensor. All sensors were of the small 1-inch type, which, as I explained in the first video, was both something that was causing criticism, but also something that facilitated fast autofocus, fast sensor readout, and small size of both camera bodies and the lenses. If you want to know more of the histories of the system, you should watch the first video in this series. In this video we will take a closer look at the Nikon V2, which is second generation of the V line. The V2 fixed some of the flaws of the V1 model head, this one. To me, the most significant was the lack of a real mode button. You could only choose between 4 modes, and they weren't the ones that you really needed. On the V2 you have a decent mode dial with the usual program, shutter priority, aperture priority, and manual mode, plus a few others, including also a video mode. The design of the camera house changed a lot, unfortunately for the worse, but that is of course subjective. I like the design of the V1 very much. It's sleek and nice, whereas the V2 is a more boxy design with sharp edges, not to my liking. But functionally wise, it works fine. I just don't like the design. Nikon also included a built-in flash, something I was missing in the V1. On the inside there are some nice upgrades, as they managed to upgrade the specs and at the same time lower the weight of the camera. Not that the V1 was heavy, but we are now down to 278 grams for this body. Not with the lens, but the body alone. Most importantly, the sensor resolution was increased from 10 to 14 megapixel while retaining the same ISO sensitivity. At least on paper, but I actually find that the V2 performs slightly better in low light despite increased resolution. That's nice. Another bonus for sports and or wildlife shooters was a bump up in the frame rate from an already good 10 frames per second in V1 to 15. And also the fact that face detection autofocus was added to this camera. The resolution of the viewfinder is the same as the V1, but I find that the clarity of the V2 is better, where V1 sometimes seemed a bit dim. One thing, apart from the design, that I'm also not so happy about is that Nikon removed the time-lapse functionality, which is something I use a lot on my travels. And these small cameras are otherwise very suited as travel cameras due to the small size and the small weight. Unfortunately, Nikon also kept the non-standard flash hue, so you can only use System 1 specific speed lights like this one. On this camera and other cameras in the series. The images quality is good, and you can shoot in both JPEG and RAW, so even if you like to do large changes while editing, that is also possible. Let's look at some more images from the camera, most of them shot very recently. In conclusion, what do I think of this camera? All in all, I find it a worthy upgrade to the V1, though I definitely prefer the design of the older model. But the changes are mostly very welcome, with one exception, the removal of the time-lapse. I hope you liked this short review of the Nikon V2. Next time I'll be looking at the V3, the last of the V models in the System 1 series. So please stay tuned by subscribing to my channel, and also help me and help others to find this video by liking it. Thank you very much for this time. Hope to see you soon again, and bye for now.